Good evening, lovely people. Here we are, getting ready to do something for the very first time. Not really sure exactly how this is going to work out or how it's going to turn out for us, so I want to caution you in the very beginning that we're going to be basically doing testing. See how this works out. This was an idea brought to me by Patreus Adrakis during an auction last week, and I decided, or a couple of weeks ago, and I decided, this is probably worth a shot. Let's see what happens. Everybody hear me just fine? I just want to make sure that I'm definitely being heard. It looks like I may actually have a little bit of over on the volume. If I sound real flaky or nasty or all fuzzy, just let me know, and I can redo my settings for the gain filter. And Mickey says I'm fine. Frosty says I'm fine. Okay. Alright. Thanks to everybody. I have my trusty companion Sermon here with me. Hey Sermon, how you doing, Sermon? Well, Sermon, you want to go lay down. Okay, you want to go over here, go lay down. He wants me to turn his heater on. Hang on just a second. Sermon needs his heater. There you go, baby. Spoiled dog. Alright. Let me get myself set in here and set up and ready to go. Here's what I've got. What I've got going on is I've got the tubes pulled for everybody. And I'm going to do one tube per person. Doing one tube per person, I'm going to be doing 30 tubes of 25 coins apiece. That should take me somewhere in the neighborhood of, I'm going to say 2 to 3 hours. That'll be about how long this show will be. What we're working on here is, I'm going to take my gain down just a little bit. It looks like I've got too much gain. There we go. Okay, that should be a lot better. Okay, so what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be looking through everybody's tube, one of their tubes anyway. If for the people who got multiple tubes, we'll be looking at one of them, a tube of 25 coins on the stick under the scope, which is right there. And we'll check for more valuable coins, we'll check for die varieties, we'll check for mint mark styles, we'll check everything, and we'll just do a little bit of an educational boom through here and see what we get and see what we've got. Hello to Kelly Ray. There's Kelly Ray, Doug, Techstar, Mickey, Matthew, Frosty, Mr. Adams, Ant. Not Adam Ant, but Mr. Adams and Ant. I think Eric mentioned it earlier, but for those of you who weren't with Eric earlier, we are not going to be selling new reveals for this coming week tonight. The reason for that is because both of us are traveling. We are both going to be away from home. We're not going to be around to do reveals. I have 6 reveals that I owe everybody at this current time. I'm going to be doing 3 or 4 of them tomorrow morning, and then I'll try to do another couple of them on Wednesday and get those finished up so I can take them to Eric this weekend. I am going to be meeting up with Eric at a coin show in Greenville, South Carolina this weekend, and so that's why we are kind of changing things around a little bit. So there will not be any reveal sales for this week. There will also not be an auction for tomorrow, and the reason there won't be an auction for tomorrow is that my dentist called me this afternoon and wants to have a rather intense session with me tomorrow, scraping on my teeth and gums and stuff. Yay, wonderful. And I don't think I'm going to be in any mood tomorrow evening to run an auction, so I'm going to bow out of doing an auction tomorrow. It'll make things just a little bit easier on me and make things a little bit easier for me to travel this weekend. So let's just hope that everything works out for the best. And there's Sureg as well. Dan McCumber. Hey, it is fun here. Everybody's got something going on. I'm going to go ahead and start pulling from these tubes. Now these tubes are sitting on my desk and they are marked on the top as to who gets which tube. So you will get the exact coins that we're looking at here for you. And I'm going to go ahead and start with one just to see how we do it. It's right at 7 o'clock now, so we'll go ahead and get started. Who do I have first here? I've got Sand Digger. Sand Diggers coins will go first. Now, I'm not going to flip these right side up, upside down, blah, blah. I'm going to flip them over so that we can see both sides. On the reverses, we're generally just looking mainly for Class 6 or Class 4 double dies. And on the obverse, we're generally looking for mint marks or any other telling feature that could make the coin worth a little bit more, being that it may be date issues, could be doubling, could be a lot of things. Our very first coin out of the tube is a decent 1930 S Lincoln cent. Now we're going to talk about all kinds of things this evening. I'm going to try to give you guys a good primer on how to hunt early date coins. These coins go up to 1940. There are a lot in between, a lot of early ones. Let's see. Okay, this one is not the 1927 double die. That's one thing that you look for. The 27 double die, the B, is taller than it should be, and it looks kind of obviously taller. I don't really know what to tell you other than this is not one of them. There's a slightly better condition coin right there. Let's see. I'm looking for extra thickness on the U's. I'm looking for extra thickness on the wheat stems. I don't see anything here. Let's see. Okay, here's a 1920 plain. Other than this one being really weak on the last T of Trust, there's not much. Oh, and on the LI of Liberty, it's quite weak there too. Not much to talk about on this one. There is a nice reverse right there. And let's see. Gonna kind of skip the reverses more or less. Kind of look a little more, focus a little bit more on the obverses. Looking for double dies. Looking for any key or semi-key coins. 1934. 1934 has got one that we need to really be watching for, and that's going to have real definite doubling underneath the date, down in the field under the date. I don't see it on this one, but that's something that we should definitely be watching for. Let's see here. Oop, another 1934. Let's see if we have that here. I'm determined to find some goodies. I don't see it. If I do see it, I'll definitely stop and show you guys what we're looking for, but I don't see anything on this one. There's also stuff to be watching for on the reverse of 1934, so we're going to be checking the reverse on all these coins. And it looks like we're probably kind of heavy on 1934 on this roll. Now these coins were all mixed in from a number of different sources. Looking for an RPM here, see if maybe we can find a 1935 DRPM. Not seeing anything there. I'll pull back out and look in the other regions to see if we can find anything doubled on there. That L is not doubled, that L is simply filled with gunk. We have here a 1935, not a double die. There's a nice double die. 1935 Philadelphia has a couple of nice double dies to watch for, in the date mostly. I'm kind of sitting a little bit further away from the chat. I'm sitting over by my microscope and my computer is kind of across the room from me. It just makes it easier on my back and easier on me to do this and search coins with the chat kind of away from me. I am watching it. There's a 32D. 32Ds can be kind of tough. Now this one is in good condition. It's good for a very good coin. Has some detail of the ear. It's like some of the hole. Well, this actually does have a little bit of the hole of the ear, but this might be good 6. A very good coin going to have a little bit more of that detail on the inside of the hole in the ear. Here's a 1930S. A 1930S. This one is in fine to very fine condition. This one's a 39 here. What I look for on the 1939 is a horn sticking out of the top of the 9. That would make it DDO number 1. I'm not seeing that. Here's another 1934. And there's a kind of almost worn slick there. Sometimes these are hard to tell if they're double dyes simply because they are so worn. So worn. Something is noisy. Well, there's two things. One, I'm running the light fan for my microscope light, so my microscope light doesn't explode on me. And my second thing is I have a electric fan space heater running behind me for my dog, because my dog is a spoiled rotten brat and wants to be kept cozy and warm while he sleeps behind me. So those noises are pretty much the only noises that you're going to hear, and other than my voice. And I ask that you excuse them for me. There's a little die crack coming out of the right side of the wheat on that one. It's kind of interesting. Yeah, it's a electric heater blower, and it's blowing just a little bit for the dog because he likes it. Okay, I have flipped these over, and we're going through the second part of the roll now. All the coins have been flipped over, and so what was forward is now on the back, and what was on the back is now on the forward. There's a 39. Now see how that looks like it could have some doubling, how the 9 is extra thick, but you also have to imagine at the same time that you've got a lot of wear on this coin. Given that you've got a lot of wear on this coin, the beveled nature of the date and mint mark and all those other features on the coin is going to make them look fatter as they get flatter. So as they get flatter, as they get worn, they're going to appear to be fatter, which makes them look like they may have a double die, but these do not. A little bit of damage on that coin. No double die. I'm not going to shut my fan off on my dog. We can just get around it. I'm sure you guys can hear me though. I just got that fan running right behind me from my poopy dog. It's I don't know, about 65, 68 degrees here in the house. And he likes to be comforted sometimes. Alright, let's see. Oh, there's a 34D. Looks like it's an RPM. Let me move this around so where it will shine nicely for me. It might be an RPM. Let me see. Let's get closer. Nope, it's a little piece of grime. I thought that was an extra vertical bar over there, but turns out it's not even the right color to be part of the coin. Just something stuck to the coin. I thought we had something. Now, let's just keep looking. See what we can find here. This is going to give me a clue on how long it takes to go through a half roll of coins on the stick. See what we end up with as far as timing is concerned. There's 1920. That one's a good to very good. It has a little bit of the whole of the ear left, and that's your sign between good and very good. Also, very good has to have full and complete rims on both sides, and all of the lettering has to be relatively strong. Good is where you can start seeing weakness and stuff. But that's another one of those things that you have to understand when you're looking through these older Lincoln cents is that there are a number of issues where they let the dies run extra long. And they ran for a long time, meaning that even uncirculated coins won't have the striping that this one has on the upper wheat. This one's got really nice wheat lines. This one looked at first like it could be a double die, but it isn't. I'm looking at the tips of the wheat right now just to see if there's any extra thickness. There's no thickness on the stems or on the wheat. So the apparent doubling in the pluribus unum is only because of wear. Here's a 1919. That's really nice. RPM 1919S. Very nice one that has the bottom half of an S sticking out of the bottom of the mint mark. If you get one of those are quite valuable. Here's a 1933 plain. 1933 is not one you're going to find very often, and this one is a very fine coin. This is what a very good reverse looks like. Good to very good reverse. And once they get these full wheat lines like this, you're talking about fine to very fine at a minimum. That one's kind of crusty. Let's see what we have here. I'm looking for pretty much anything. I'm looking for anything to catch my eye. Here's a 1915 plain. 15 plains are not easy to find. This one is in good 4. Weak strikes don't wear faster. Weak strikes will nice 1912D. 12Ds are kind of valuable. This is probably a $4 or $5 coin. So there we go. That is that roll for Sand Digger. I'm going to go ahead and put these back in his tube. I'm not going to pull any coins out of tubes or put them in flip inserts or anything like that. I'm just going to go through them here so we can see what we've got. That took 12 minutes. So that's a lot of time. Another random pull. Okay, this one is for Stan. Stan got 5 coins. He bought 5 individual coins, so I'm going to go ahead and put these right side up because there's only 5 of them. Make them easier to look at. And so here we go. Here's Stan's 5. There's a 27D. 29 plain. That one's a very fine coin there. There's a 27 plain, which is not the double die. It's another 27 plain, which is also not the double die. There's a 38 woody. That's a nice one. Pretty woody with all that wood grain on there. And that's it for that. Let's flip it over and take a look at the other side. See what happened over here. We've got nothing there. Got nothing there. Nothing there. The 19S that you got here, how did it come to you? Did it come in a tube, or did it come as an individual coin sale? Alright, and it stands 5 coins there. Let's see, who do we have next? Okay, here's Carl. Carl Ignatz. He got a 25 coin tube. I'm going to go ahead and flip these over and see if they take me less time flipped over. It's right on the 15. So if I get this done before 25, then that means I've gotten somewhere. Alright, first coin. Not pretty. It's a 35. Here's a 34. It's not the nice little double die that we're kind of looking for. Another kind of ugly looking coin. I'm going to take these ugly ones off of here and replace them. These are just gross. Let's replace those two coins. The two coins I have sitting in the wing over here. Let me flip this one over. Get these in here. I've got a tub of earlies over here that I can pull from. Okay, there's a 39. And here is a quite weather-worn 1912. Nice 1912. Okay, now we're moving on. Here's 1929D. And a 1929 plain. This one's in nice, very fine condition. There's a 34D. That's a pretty decent 34D. Doesn't appear to be an RPM. Let's see, what's this? There's a 29. That one's in pretty decent shape. There's a 30S. 1911. A little bit of a woody there. There's a 39. Pretty decent shape. See that VDB very strong on his shoulder. Let's see here. Here's a 31. This one's technically a very fine coin because there is some separation between the cheek and the jaw, but I would call this one a fine because it's not very pretty. Sometimes the eye appeal can make the difference between one grade and the next. Here's another woody. This one's a 33. Nice woody. 32 plain. 32 plains are actually tougher to find than the 32Ds. It's in pretty decent shape too. There's a 39D. It's not RPM number 1. There's a 35, also not a double die on the obverse anyhow. Now I'm not looking for any really minor stuff. Ooh, there's a 14. Heart almost skipped a beat there. I thought it could be a 14D, but it isn't. Oh. Here's another 1935. Another 32. Oh, this one's well worn. 25D. 1925D. Another 39 plain. Another 33. That's a nice 1933 there. 1911. 34D. 39D. Pretty 30S there. That one is a upper end very fine. And now let's flip. What helps if I turn my volume way down low? Were you guys getting that much feedback? Let me turn the fan off. Alright, there's the fan turned off. That should be substantially better. The dog can just wait till another time to have the heater turned on for him. Now here on the reverse, I'm checking the center of the design for any class 4 doubling. It's going to look like doubling on the C and the E ascent. I always check for that because it's just something that is not highly known and shows up here and there. There's one on 1934 plane. There's a bunch of them on 1942, although 1942 is not going to be existent in these coins. And I'm just kind of looking for some of the better, more obvious stuff. I'm not going to pick through everything with a fine-tooth comb. Not quite so much as I would if I was, really looking to discover something new. I'm just kind of looking for what would probably already be out there listed somewhere. Nice woody there. I think this is a 33. Pretty looking coin. That's kind of ugly. So can you guys now hear more clearly? I would hope so. I could try to do background canceling as well. See if I can get that kind of a filter on here and get it to work. Okay, nothing on the reverse there. So we got this one in about 9 minutes, about 8-9 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and flip all of them. That's for Carl. These coins have not been gone through before. They are a dump from a number of different sources, including a couple of bags that have never been searched for anything. They were all early Lincolns, shut up in the way back days. Who I have now? Wanda. Get all these flipped over. Is Patreus here? Just wondering if Patreus is in the building right now. Because if he is, and for anybody else, I'm kind of wondering if this is sort of what you had envisioned this show being. Because if it is, great, and if it isn't, then we can discuss doing something a little bit different, perhaps now or at a later time. Okay, here is, well, who is this? This is Wanda Williams. It is a 1919S. 1919S, that's in pretty late die state. It's also pretty worn. It's a 35, 1920. Hey Carl, I just finished going through your roll. There's a 1911, but I'm not sure what 11 it is. There is no mint mark on this coin. I'm going to go ahead and swap it out because a 1911 is not a better coin. So I'm going to dig in here and grab you something different. What is this one? That wasn't a bad trade. Crapped up 1911 for a decent 1919S Woody. That works. There's a 15D. Good to very good condition. This one is a 35 plain. It looks like it has some damage on it. 1930 plain. That one's kind of ugly. We'll replace this one too. What did we get? A 35. Not a bad trade. There's a 1911 in decent shape. This one is fine. It's in fine condition. There's a 27S. Another 1919 there. What's this? A 36 plain. Check for those double dies. Always check for the big double dies on 1936. That's a 30D. $1934 there. Let's turn this one around. Get the light on it just right. No. You'll be able to tell when one pops up. For sure. They're not hard to see. It's a 37. 1915D. No shortage of better coins in here. 1915D. Here's another 37. There's a 1920S. 1920S. Good 1920S. That's actually a VG coin, but it's a good coin because 1920S is one of those slightly lesser common coins. There's a 1919S. Unfortunately, the 1919S is probably the most common early S-Mint Lincoln. I have not, Eric. I've not found anything really stand out. I found a bunch of, I mean, there's a bunch of decent coins. There's a 12D in one of these rolls. That's an 09 right there, but it's a plain. 09 plain. There's a 39. A 21 Woody. Really nice Woody there. That's got a lot of... This one's actually got some color to it. Pretty nice looking coin. Let's see. Another 34, and this one does not have the date below the date. It's another 1919S, and that one's got a little lamination running through the date there. 1930. Looking for another early D-Mint so I can talk about that D-Mint mark. The D-Mint mark on all of the coins from 1911 through 1919, 1920 are the ones that you should be looking for 1914D. It's a very distinctive shape that D-Mint mark has. Is existent on all of those dates, including the 1914D. Who's next? Tim Krenz. Did I maybe forget? I think I might have forgot to go through the reverses on those. I've never looked at any of these coins, so anything I pull out that looks just nasty straight off the top, I'm just going to go ahead and replace it, regardless of what it is. Hey, corroded coins are corroded coins, regardless of what they are. Corroded, bent, misshapen, burned in a fire coins, you know, that kind of stuff. Here's a 27 plain. Not the big double die. Hopefully I'll find one. That way I can show you what they look like. There's a 15D. We can't use this one because there's a hit right on the mint mark. But the, yeah, it's a little too worn down. I wanted to show you one of these early D mint marks and give you a good look at it. Now the ones in the 1930s don't count. It's a different shape. There's a 31 plain. A really good lesson right there for the 1931S because this coin has it as well. If you look at the top of the 193, the last one is lower and it's shorter. That's normal for 1931. All three mints, 31P, D, and S. There's another 31. A little bit better condition on this one. Always look for double dies on 1931. There are a few, obverse and reverse. It's 1935 again. 1935 has some decent double dies. Some of these could possibly have doubled eyelids, but you know, unless they're in really great shape, I'm not looking for doubled eyelids simply because, well, they're really hard to see in low condition, and not going to be worth much anyway. Let's see, what's this one? There's another 34D. Plenty of 34Ds popping out here. This one is a extremely fine coin. This is an XF. It has just a little flat spot right on the top of the cheek, a little flat spot above the ear. Otherwise, not much wear at all. Pretty decent looking coin. There is a 27. Not the double die. There's a 1938. Not really much to look for on 38 plain. Not really much on 29 plain either. 1930, you watch for your double dies on 1930. Now, I always look through everything, regardless of whether there's something known, because, well, you're looking for anything known or unknown, but you're especially looking for your known stuff because, well, you know it could be there. It's like this 1919S. I know there's a really nice RPM, a 1919S that goes to the south, but why not look for a more minor RPM while you're at it? I'm just mentioning the coins that you definitely need to be looking for, but be on the lookout below for anything that's outside the ordinary. Let's see, here's a normal 39. Here's a 28D. 28D, and that's in pretty decent condition there. There. That'll show you the detail a little better. That was just a little bit of mineral oil from a cap. Mineral oil will not hurt the coins. There's a 32D, that's a nice one. And a 26 plain. So we got a pretty nice looking 28D, a nice 32D. Better grade 34D, a few of them in there. I did not look at the reverse on these again. Here, we'll do that. We'll run right through the reverses here. Sometimes I forget to look at the reverses because, well, my brain tells me, hey, you need to entertain these people. You need to keep going, keep going, keep going. And, well, the problem with just keep going is that I don't tend to look at the reverses because I'm never highly impressed by the reverses on Lincolns. I mean, you know, you once in a while you get some really good stuff, but for the most part, they're going to be kind of blasé. And digging through the reverses on blasé coins is not something I really want to spend a lot of broadcast time on. But it would be nice if we actually found something good. You know, it's kind of a give and take. I would prefer to just find really good stuff, but you never know. You got to look through the crap to find the good stuff, you know what I'm saying? Oh, Dennis, you've already bought in on yours. There is a roll here for you. This is the, it's kind of like a reveal. It's kind of like just a coin hunt, but you've bought rolls of early Lincolns, and I'm looking through them now to see if we have anything listable, any semi-key date coins, any higher grade stuff, anything that's worth, you know, kind of noting as separate and nice. Found a few things so far. You do have a roll in here, though. You bought a roll. Right now I'm just kind of trying to pick through the chaff and get the wheat out, see what we can see. Another pretty decent looking woody coin there. It's a woody reverse. Pretty nice detail. I think this is that 28D. Not seeing any highly interesting double dies or anything like that yet. But you never know when they're going to pop up. You never know. So we look at everything. Alright. There we go on that. We've been going for 35 minutes now. We've got 5 rolls done. That's not too bad. That was Tim Krenz. Up next, let's see who we get next. Pull one out, and it's going to be Deanne. Ooh, we got a couple of pretty nice looking coins on here. Let's see what Deanne gets. A decent little 1934 there. 1920 plain. There's your 36S, and this one's a pretty nice looking coin. Let's see if we happen to have an RPM or anything to that effect in there. Nope, I don't think so. Keep moving on here. There's a 35 plain. Not a double die. There's a 34. I have to tip this one kind of a little bit toward the light so I can see that area below the date. That's where you're looking for that special double die. I have found a couple of them, so they're not impossible. There's not very many of them out there, though. It's a nice 1933. And what are you? Another 36S. Another nice one. You can tell it's pretty nice. It's got pretty good surface on it. Extremely fine plus coin. Another 39. Pretty nice looking 31. What's this little worn guy? 1919. 1911. 37. It's a 27 plain. Also not a double die. It's a 14 plain. It's kind of ugly, but it's a 14 plain. It's 1929S. 1937. It's a 27 plain. 1936. Let's see. Nope, not a double die. In the Alvarez, anyway. Ooh, there's a 26D. Pretty decent 26D there. There's a 20D. Another 34. Another 34. Okay, that's all I've got for that. Let's flip that over and see what happens. It's that 36S there. Usually I can just sit here and listen to a few tunes and just watch my TV, or not my TV, my monitor, because I have my microscope hooked up to my monitor so I can not look through the eyepiece but look up on the monitor instead, and I see the same picture going by that you do. It gives me the ability to just kind of sit here and easy chair it while I look through coins. I don't have to be all hunched up over the scope and hurt my back and everything. And this is about what we're doing. And that's it for those. A couple of decent 36S coins here. And there's other ones that are nice too, but those two 36S's kind of play into the highlight of the coin, or the roll. Let's see here, get those back in the tube. Alright. Now, another one. Who is this? Patreus. That's the coin's turn. There you go. Okay, so we get Patreus out. You see the gentleman who came up basically with the idea to do this. He is getting these at zero cost to him because of his charity and thought. I do good things for people who do good things for me. Try to do good things for everybody. And it's officially Santa Claus time too, so there is that. Santa Claus might come by just any time. There's a pretty 1915. Get that grime off of it, and you got a decent 1915 there. Here's a 30D. Nice 30D. Ooh, a 16S. 1916S. That's a decent one. Now this again is Patreus' roll. No special treatment, nothing special done to it. It's just that I wanted to give him his for free. I did nothing special to any of these rolls. All of these rolls came out of the same pool. Came out of the same bag of coins. Just an unsearched early bag. Here's a 20 plain. Here's a 1909. So I wonder if that's a VDB or not. Let's see. Not a VDB. So it is an 09 plain. Next coin is a 1930. That's not a bad looking coin. Let's see, there's a 14 plain. A 36. Not one of the double dies though. There's another 12D. I get some good coins in this one. It's a 26 plain. 35D. You start checking some of these earlier mint marked coins in the price guide and you'll see that a lot of them are worth $2 to $3, $4 a coin. Sometimes even more, like 12S and 11S and 14S. They could be worth quite a bit more even in this condition. 13S as well. So that 13 reminded me of the 13S being worth quite a bit more. A lot of those coins, even in the condition that these are in, which is lower circulated grade, are between $3 and $5 coins. You get 3 or 4 of those running in one of these rolls, you got your money back easy. There's a 32. 32s are never easy to find. They're actually worth more than 32Ds. You always think of the mint mark coins being worth more. Sometimes they're not. I'm going to replace that 34 there. It's damaged. Don't really want it to go out because it's, well, just damage. Let's see, what do we get to replace it? It's a 29. Pretty decent looking 1929. Here's a 26. Yes, Arville, I will be at some point. I got to figure out what kind of timing I can do on this because I'm almost an hour long into the show. And I can't do a 4 or 5 hour show. Just not a good idea. So there will be a stopping point. I guess I'll stop at the 2 hour mark regardless of where I am. See if I can get through enough of this up to that 2 hour mark. Just keep this at a 2-hour maximum show. I'll try to make it around to showing one roll of each person who is involved. Some people will receive more than one. Some people got 4 or 5 rolls. These are half rolls, by the way. They're 25 coin rolls. For mailing purposes, for many of you who ordered more than one roll, you'll get them in the larger tubes, just because it makes them easier to ship. Nothing special on these reverses. That's Patreus's roll. Let's see, what can we do now for Frosty? Frostbite coming up now. Flip all these over to the obverse side. I'm seeing some slightly better grade coins in here. A few fine, very fine coins, a few even higher than that. It's also when you're doing this and you're flipping these things over, laying them on a stick, if you're kind of quiet about how you're doing things, and you let these things rest down kind of with a little bit of heft, a little bit of noise, you can hear the ones that are weighted off. And if they don't weigh the right amount, they could be a tapered planchet, a over-rolled stock, rolled thin stock. They could be all kinds of different things. Of course, they could also just be very heavily worn coins. Look at that one. That's an XFAU 39D. Nice. There's a 34D. 29. Ooh, 17S. 1917S. That's actually a pretty decent date right there. Let's see. Kind of an ugly 34. There's a 27. Let's see. Nope, I'm not seeing what I need to see for this being the double die. If I do find one, you'll know for sure. Past another nice double die date, 1939. You're looking for a horn sticking up out of the the first 9 of the date. 1935, you're looking for doubling in trust. It's going to be kind of a definite doubling. Yeah, there's not going to be an auction tomorrow. I'm having my mouth dug into yesterday or tomorrow afternoon. I didn't know that until late this afternoon. I'd already started prepping the auction, and they're going to be digging around in my mouth. So there's an 09. So I've decided not to have an auction, because who wants to have an auction when a guy can barely talk and he's got his tongue all wagging all over the place? Because I'm going to be kind of numb. They're going to numb me down for my deep clean tomorrow. Oh, Stephen. No, it looks like it could possibly be an RPM. RPM North, maybe. It looks like it could actually be an RPM number 2. Kind of hard to tell. Nah, probably not, now that I look at it more closely. The 9 and the 4 both show excessive machine doubling, so I'm going to say that that D is probably also machine doubling. It's a nice thought while it was there, you know. We can always dream. There's machine doubling on a 1936. The 1 and the 9 are heavily machine doubled. How can I tell? Well, they're flat. The doubling is flattened down. You can tell it's not as tall as the normal letters. There's also no kind of notching there at the 1 and the 9. Well, I wish my focus would get straight for me here. There we go. And I look around, there's not really any machine doubling anywhere else on here that I can see, but that 1 and 9 are definitely machine doubled, and they're pretty hefty. machine doubling as well. Now let's keep picking through the coins. There's another nice Woody. So 30S. Nice RPM known on 1930S. And what's this guy? It's at 26. The lettering's kind of chewed up on that one. There's a nice 39D. Let's see if we have an RPM. Could actually have an RPM to the south here. Yeah, it looks like it's probably crud around the mint mark though. Don't necessarily think we're looking at an RPM. Oh, ain't that too bad. I'm trying to find some goodies. There's a 1920 plain. There's a 34D. That's a nice one. Nice 34D. There's a 34 plain. Let's flip you around and see if you have that doubling under the date. No. Boy, if it's there, you're going to notice it, that's for sure. Come on, Chuck. Work with a microscope as a part of your living. Don't act like a rookie. No, I probably wouldn't. I don't go through the process of boiling just to get one coin. For one coin, I would probably use a Q-tip with some Goo Gone to get the garbage out from around the area that I need to look at better. Just a little Q-tip with some Goo Gone. Don't rub it in, just kind of lay it on there, and the Goo Gone will chemically lift the crap off the coin. You don't want to do that with a red coin, but a brown coin is perfectly fine. The red coins, it'll kind of taint the luster on a red coin, but there is no luster on brown coins, so you don't have to worry about that. I'm talking about the more circulated ones anyway. For anything that resembles a pretty double die on the reverse, and we'll stop and take a good look at it. Other than that, I'm just going to keep kind of crawling through here. Go grab your popcorn, your coffee, or whatever you want to do. Have a sit and enjoy the show. Nothing here for you to do except watch. Ask questions if you want to. I'm looking for anything here that represents the dates that we would want to find for a book, or coins, individual coins that are better date and grade coins, or coins that are die varieties. Repunch mint marks over mint marks, double dies. Okay, that is Frosty's roll. Where are we? We're almost 8 o'clock. So we've almost been at this for an hour, and I have 8 rolls finished out of roughly 30. So we're going to be leaving some behind. Who'd I get this time? Mr. Patillo, Chuck Patillo. See what we can end up with here. As we play, name that coin. That sounds a little off. I'll put it back on the end. There's so many people who are afraid to touch coins and afraid to kind of give them a little bit of a twing or a ring, or to look at them closely here and there. You got to realize something. These coins, before they made it to your hands or mine, they went through absolute hell for 3 or 4 or 5 times the amount of time we've been alive to get to where they are now. I guarantee you dropping them on a wooden table isn't going to hurt them. Okay, that one's the one that sounded kind of odd. I'm gonna go with just excessive wear on that one. There's a nice 29D. It's a nice looking one. 27 plain, not the double die we're looking for. It's 1930D. Pretty nice 30D there. 1920 plain with a woody. Woody. 39 plain. 20. Looks like he's wearing sunglasses. That is so cool. That's just it's a pock mark. I mean, it's damage on the coin, but it so looks like Ray-Bans. He's got aviators or shades on. That's kind of cool. There's a nice looking 1919S. Let me flip you over around a little bit and see if you happen to be an RPM. No. The RPM is actually, it's kind of like 1925S RPM number 1 or number 3. That kind of have an obvious loop down below the mint mark. That's what 1919S RPM number 1 looks like. It's also what 1924S RPM number 1 looks like. Just to give you a couple of dates you might not be familiar with that you might want to write down and start looking for. There's another 34. Let's see if you happen to be one of our Grand Plan coins here. No. Okay, I'll keep looking here. Oh, JJ Addict. There's a 1929. That's got machine doubling on the top of the 9. So that's not a double die. These, by the way, are Chuck Patillo's coins here. 20 plain. There's a pretty 1932D. 32D is a tough one. Anything after 1931 and before 1934. So a 32 or a 33. Any date, any mint in 32 or 33 are slightly more difficult and desirable coins. There's a few of them that are in pretty nice shape here. This looks like an AU coin, 1930. And there's a 1930S. It's a pretty decent one. There's a 1912, 37, 26, 1930. There's a 12D. So it's definitely got the wherewithals. And I'm not going to flip these over. I think we're just going to look at the obverses on these. The reverses are, sometimes they're pretty well known for double dies, but most reverses are of lower value and lower interest level than the obverses, and we're kind of in a time crunch here, so I'll let you guys look at the reverses. Reverses are pretty simple. If they're extra thick stuff on the back, you probably have a double die. This is going to be for Ant 2242 here. Let's see if I can try to ring through most of these rolls for these people prior to having to give up on the show for today. I have been through about a 3-day funk where I was unable to broadcast, or I would have done more with the reveals. I know I've got reveals owed out. There's 6 of them right now, and I'm going to try to get at least 3 or 4 of those done tomorrow, and possibly 2 of them on Wednesday. There's 19D. That's a pretty nice one. And what I'm seeing here points toward it being a possible Class 6 double die obverse. Let's get this focused and then bring it way in. Huh. trying to get my lighting straightened out here. There we go. It's kind of interesting, however, the only place I see anything that looks like could be Class 6 doubling is on Liberty. So I'm thinking probably not. Let's back you out. There's another 33. A nice looking 33 as well. There's a 34. That one's going to be a little too worn to check. There's a 31 plain. Also a pretty decent looking coin. There's a 37. There's an 09. 09 with some raised areas in the field. Looks like this could possibly have been through a house fire. I don't know. Strange looking. There's a pretty 1929D. Let's see, where are you? 32 plain. A 15 plain. Man, there's some tough coins in here, some pretty ones. That's a nice one. What is it? 36S. No RPM or double die there. The 34D. 34D is always really nice to get. Another 33 plain. There's a 28 plain. 37 plain. Another 33. Wow. As I know, I dumped a couple of rolls of 33 in my bag just because I wanted to spread the wealth on that. I realized how concentrated they'd be. It's a nice 1915D there. It's a lower grade, but it's got really sharp detail. 27D, a 37 plain, a 30 plain, another 15, a 39 there, a 20S, and a 1934. Let's check you real quick. You look like you're in high enough grade to play a game with here and see. Let's flip you over and see what we've got on your backside. Oh, just a 34. Alright, there we go with that. And here we go again. Put these in Ant's holder, his tube, and move on to who's next? Marshall. Mr. Marshall. Let's see what we have here. Oh, there's a nice woody. I don't know what date it is, but you see the woody part of it already. Oh, well, the dog moved to my chair, so he's comfortable in his throne now. There's a 19S, decent looking 19S there. There's that woody. Oh, I didn't notice the big spot. It's a 1920, 1920 woody. A 31, a 30, 37D, a 39D. It's not got the big RPM on it though. Let's see. A 37 plain. Let's see. 1930S. The one 1930S you really want to be watching for is RPM number 1. It's going to have a little extra body, a little extra piece stuck on the top of the mint mark. You can generally see them pretty easily. I do not believe this is not one of them yet. This is not one of them. But you always want to watch 1930S for that. Let's see. There's another 34. It doesn't have the doubling on it. Another 1915. 1930. 37. There's a 39 plain. 1934D, 1920 plane. Oops, that needs to come out. Once in a great while, we'll end up with a later date coin, just because. Okay, I put a 28D in the place of that. I think that was a pretty good trade. 27S, 35. Not the double die. 34. Pretty nice looking 33. That's actually better grade 33. And that one's good for a book right there. 29D. 37D. 36 plane. Never know when we're going to run into a double die. I've put plenty of 36 plane double dies out of here in the past. Bags, rolls, all kinds of things. I just don't look for them generally. It's not that I don't think they're valuable or anything like that. I just prefer to be able to pass on some of the good coins to other people. You're welcome, Carl. I'll get you taken care of, brother. I'm not trying to avoid you in any way. I'm just working through a bunch of issues. Let's see who's next. How about Crispy? Crispy. Let's see what Crispy gets. Been working on getting my trademark information settled for my coin cards, so that is on the move again. Was going to file a utility patent for it, but I decided that a utility patent was not only wow, there's 1912D, pretty 1912D. Now this is a perfect example. We'll get back on that other subject here in just a second, but I wanted to show you this. Here's a D mint mark on an early Lincoln wheat, and it's a D mint mark that you need to know. The reason you need to know this is because all of your, hang on, I'm going to make the picture a little bit lighter for you so you can see better. There we go. Now, something that you need to know about this D mint mark. See how the inside of the D, the hole on the inside of the D is triangular shaped. You've got a straight left side, and then you've got basically two angles on the right side that come to sort of a point. So the hole is almost like a triangle. That's what you're going to see on all 1911 through 1930D Lincoln cents. 1911 through 1930, including 1914D. Your 1914D will have this same type of D. So if you see anything else on a 14D, it's definitely not a real 14D. Most commonly, what you will see is a D mint mark that actually belongs to a 1944D, which is totally different. It's round on the inside. But there you go. That's what the early D mint mark should look like. 1911D is a 39S. So I figured out that a utility patent, trying to do a utility patent on the idea of the cards, is, while it might be great in exercise or in thought, it's not feasible. A utility patent would cost somewhere in the thousands of dollars. I do not have the thousands of dollars to spend on something like that. And I've decided that if I don't think that there's really any way to totally protect the idea of putting coin information on cards, nor would I really want to. I would want someone else to do their series or their stuff or their whatever they need to do, however they need to do it, as long as it gets information out there to the collectors. I'm not really looking to try to secure a funding funnel. I'm more just looking to be able to do what I do and not have other people just copy it just because they want to copy it. So I'm laying back a little bit on the idea of trying to patent the idea rather just go after a trademark and run the trademark on it for the logo and simply the marked product. I've got the, ooh, there's a 15D. That's a nice one. There's 2 D mint marks in here that are really nice examples of early D mint marks. You can see that this one also has that triangular shape in the center. It's got that left wall is nice and straight, and then you've got basically 2 angles that meet together in the middle of the right side to make up a bit of a triangle shape on the inside of the mint mark. Your later Ds are not going to look like that. But, so this means that it could, ooh, there's a nice Woody, 29. We could actually have coin cards ready, done, and ready to put out by Christmas. Pretty 1923. Man, that's an extremely fine coin. 1923. 23 is a little bit of a tougher date. There's a 36. Not any of the nice, remarkable double dies. Let's flip it over and take a look at the reverse real quick and see if it has a double die reverse. 36 double die reverses are pretty known. There's a number of them out there, and there's a lot of Class 6s. A lot of Class 6 double die reverses for 1936. The thing is, finding every different die is a really, really big pain. If you're just looking for one as a type, yeah, they're pretty cheap. You can get them pretty easily. But if you're trying to find one of every different listed die, good luck. Not easy to do at all. Okay, so that's going to be the end of Crispy's roll. So we got Crispy in there for his 25. Let's see, what can we do next here? Got Crispy. Hey, pick another one. Pick another person. And that other person will be Jordan. This one will be Jordan's roll. Jordan, of course, is Parvis's grandson. And Parvis has been buying coins for Jordan through Copper Coins for a couple of years now. And he's been buying some for him to collect, and he's been buying other ones to put back for Jordan. Jordan's a lucky kid, got Grandpa buying coins for him. I wish my grandpa had bought coins for me when I was a kid. Let's see. Alright, so there's a 1925. There's a 25D. A 29D. They got plenty of mint marks in here. There's another 25. Another 29. There's a 31. There's a 30S. Could possibly be an RPM. Let me get closer to this one. Take a good look. This is going to be like with any other rolls. When you get rolls of coins, chances are you're going to find duplicates. And that's going to be the case here for sure. Duplicates are unavoidable when you're doing rolls. But I think I have found an RPM here. Yeah. Looks like we have a... Oh yeah, we have an obvious notch down here in the corner of this mint mark. So that's definitely a repunch mint mark right there. So there you go. Some of the prettier stuff. It's a 30S RPM. Here's a 39D. Let's see. Pretty decent 39D as well. There's a 37. There's a 28. 39. Pretty decent 23. There's another 23. Two 23s together like that. There's a 34. Not the big double die that we'd be looking for. 33. So we've talked about the 33s. Tough to find stuff. No doubling on this 36. There's a 19S. Let's check it. I like to have them straight up and down, have the light shining toward the bottom so that we can see the shadow of the extra curve if there is one. There is not one here. Nope. There's probably other 1919S RPMs as well, but I'm kind of really just kind of looking for RPM number 1 more than anything else. So 29. Another 34. Turn this one up and see if we can see the shadow doubling underneath the date. Not on this one. Ooh, 1911D. 1911D. Let's see, this one's got a kind of a mark running through the middle of the face, but heck, folks, 1911D. These things start at $6 and good. So there you go. Here's a 25S. Let's see if this one happens to be RPM 1 or RPM 3. No. Neither RPM 1 nor RPM 3. So 31. So 1920. So 36. Let's see. Get moved out a little bit more on this. No doubling. And that's a 25 plane. So that's Jordan's 25 coins. Alright. Where are we? 17 minutes after? Got about 40 minutes left. What do we got here? Okay, this one's going to be from Mark Thomas. Mark Thomas only got 5 coins, so we'll look at all 5 of his. There's some decent condition in here. I don't know what they are, but I know some of them are in decent condition. There's a 1912 plain. There's a 30S. Got a pretty nice coin. There's a 33 plain. It's also a nice one. And there's a 34, which is not the double die. And a 33. Yeah, some pretty good ones out of there. Well, I appreciate it, Techstar. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for being here. Do you want me to go through your roll real quick? I'll find yours and go through it here real quick. Here we go. Techstar will be next. I'll get Techstars in and out real quick so he might have a chance to see it. Got a few pretty nice coins in here, it looks like. Let's see. Alright, Techstar. 1920. Pretty coin. 1935. It's nearly uncirculated. It's like an AU coin there. Let's see. Here's a 1930S in pretty decent shape. There's a 20S. That's a very fine 1920S, and it's a Woody. There, see, it's a very fine coin. You can't see the details real well, but look how strong those wheats are. It's a 1920S. Nice one. There's a 25D. There's a 27 plain. It's got a little lamination peel on the back of the head, but it is not the double die. There's a 19S. Did not appear to be the RPM. It's 28 Philly. There's a 35, not a double die. There's a 39, not the big double die. 38. Here's a 28. 29D. There's a 38, a 39. Ooh, there's a 12D. 1912D in good condition. There's a 35. Another 35. 1920. 1934, not the big double die obverse. There's 21. Decent looking 21. And a 34D. 1919, 35, a 34, and that's it. That's for Techstar. Night, Techstar. Hopefully you got to stick around to see your roll. I pulled it out special, so we could try to get to it before you had to leave. Alright, let's see. Random pull again. Randomly pulling Farm Dog. Farm Dog, let's see what Farm Dog has. I guess it isn't so much 100% important that we look very, very closely at every single coin, obverse and reverse, but that we have fun with it. We get a decent idea of what's in these coins, and we have an opportunity to discuss what we find if we find anything. And you're more likely to find stuff when you're going through more coins to find the stuff. The fewer coins you go through, the less chance you're going to see the goodies. Alright, here we go. This one is for Farm Dog. Got a 30S on there first, then a 1909. It's that 09. Is that a VDB or a plane? It is an 09 plane. There's a 1912. There's a 35. Not a DDO. There's a 27. Did we win anything? Oh, I don't know, Sandigger. I think you got a couple of pretty nice coins in your roll. I've already been through yours. In fact, I think yours was one of the first ones I went through. I think it was the first one I went through. Ooh, looky there. That looks like it could be a double die. Could just be dirty. Yeah, it looks like it could just be dirty. Oh, darn it. I was thinking maybe we had a good one. Unfortunate. It's a 30D. It's a 1915 plane. 19S. It's a 32. Oh, there's a nice 25D. It's got some corrosion on it, but man, it's got a lot of detail. Hello, Tyler. It's a 38. A 39. A 37. A 39S. A 29. Another nice looking 28D. There's a 15 plane. A 34, that one doesn't have the doubling on it. 39D, not RPM number 1. RPM number 1 is a rather strong north RPM. You can see a D sticking up out of the top of the D. There's an 18S, that's a nice one. You will find goodies. They're around. I mean, when I do happen to pull out stuff to go through it to add to my inventory, I'm always finding good stuff in them. I've been buying from a few sources for many years, and most of what I get is pretty decent stuff. Alright, well there's that one. Farm Dog. Got some nice coins in there. Not doing the reverses, decided that that wasn't a good idea because we wouldn't make it through enough rolls in the 2 hours I'm going to give this show. We've been through half of them now, though. We've only got 30 minutes left, though. So, another random pull. I have CM Silver. Looks like CM Silver is going to get some pretty decent looking coins here. Reasonably attractive looking coins here. Some pretty dandy, nice and nifty ones. Alright, let's see what we have. So 38 plain. 29D. It's kind of worn down a bit. It's a 31 plain. Remember that one, how that one on the end of the 31 is shorter. It's lower. So if you put the 193 together, let's do this right here, at the very top of the screen. See how the 1 is shorter than the 1, 9, and 3? There's a 28 plain that's icky. We're going to icky that one right out and put in something different. What are we going to put in? 28 plain out and 31 plain in with a woody. Ooh, there's a pretty one. It's a 36S. That's a nice AU coin, 36S. There's a 1912 plain. It's a 26 plain. A 20 plain. 39D. Ooh, 26S. That's a semi-key right there. 26S. See, I told you. There's some good stuff in here. 26S is one of the tougher ones. There's a 36, which is not one of the big double die obverses. Here's a 34. That one's in really nice condition. Let's check and see. No. Okay, well, didn't hurt to check. There's a 36S. That one's nice. Oh, a 13D. 1913D. Not quite like the 14D, but it is one of the better ones. There's a 1911. There's a 20S. A 33. A 34, not with doubling. Another 33. This one is a 1921, I believe. Let me get it turned around here so that we can try to read that last digit. Yeah, it's a 21. Another 34. Does not have the doubling. There's a 31. There's a 34D. The 15 plain, that's a woody. I would say that was a really nice roll right there. You got some valuable coins in there. 26S is a $5 coin to start. And it's just getting more valuable by the day. I tell you, when I was a kid, 26S was a buck. When you got up to like very fine, it was maybe $2 or $3. Heck, now a very fine is over $10. 33s are also, yeah, they are pretty tough. Next up, Eric. Eric got himself into one of these rolls. We'll see what we can find in Eric's roll. There's one coin in there that's really nice looking. I mean, like an AU-ish coin. That's what I mean. It's probably from the 30s. A lot of the coins from the 30s are slightly better condition because they're newer coins. They didn't have as long to circulate before people started pulling them out of change. There's a 34, nice 34 Woody. Let's see. It does not appear that we have the doubling on the reverse, or on the obverse. 1919 plain. There's a 1919S. Takes a special eye to read those. There's a 32. And a 34D. Pretty decent one. It's a 39. 27. Not one of the double dies. There's a 33. And a 39D. And a 29D. A 38. 34D. There's a 36. We have... looks like we could have a little bit of a Class 6 double die obverse there. A little bit anyway. There's a 20S. How about 1920S? There's a 34. Another one, I think we have. Ooh, there's a 32, and that one's in pretty good shape, except for that spot. Damn spot. 35S, that's a decent one. 17S, that's a decent one. There's a lot of $1, $2 coins in here. A tube full of $2 coins, you end up with a $50 tube. There's another 19S. Not one of the RPMs though. That's a decent 14 plain. And that's Eric's. Let's see. I may be able to make it through all these. Depends on how quickly I run through them though. Let's see, next up, Dennis. Dennis Posen. A couple of lower grade coins in here, but most of these are pretty decent. So I can see it as I'm flipping them over. I can see the detail or lack of detail. Alright, 1930. There's a 20, probably S mint mark, but I don't know for sure. A 28. There's a 34. There's a 27. 1930D. That's a nice 1930D right there. 1934 again. Look at this one. No. I see some marks under the date, but they're not the right ones. There's a 34D. Pretty nice looking one. 29. A 39. There's a 26 plain. 36, no double die. Another 29. Yeah, that one's kind of chewed up. That's a 15D though. I think it's a 15D. Yeah, 1915D. I'm going to leave it in there because it is a better date coin. In 1912, there's a 16D. A 37, a 1920. There's a 29S. A 37 plain, a 29. That's a nice woody right there though. It's a pretty woody. Woody. It's at 34. It's kind of an ugly looking 34. I think I'm going to replace it. See if I can get him something mint marked in here. Let's see what this is. Oh, it's a 1910. Not bad. It's a 39D. It's a 36. I'm not seeing any doubling on that one. There's no doubling on that one. Okay. So we got that. Alright. That is Dennis's roll. Remember, folks, you need to be checking the reverses on these because there are a number of double die reverses in the early wheats. They look pretty similar to the double die reverses in the later wheats. Who we have now? Richard Sappington. Let me upface everything here. Yeah, I'm trying to represent as many different people here as I possibly can, which I knew that this would be kind of difficult to try looking at every detail on every coin simply because there's just not enough time for that. So what I'm doing is I'm kind of doing a sort of abbreviated version where we can kind of talk about what you should look for. If you go back through this show a couple of times and make notes, you'll definitely find something that you didn't know already. There's a 1920 something S. What are we? I'm going to guess 1928S. It's a 20S or a 28S. There's a 26D. There's a 34D. 27 plain and not a double die. There's a 30S, not the RPM. Another 30S, not the RPM. The 39D, not the RPM. 1930D. Nice double die reverses to find on 1930D. Nice thick class 6 double die reverse. Oh heck, why not? Let's see if we have one here. No. You never know until you look. That's a 1920 something. 1924. 24. Not the double die. 29. 39. Not the double die. 34. Let's turn you around. Let's check you for the chance of having the double die reverse. Just to see. Nope. Don't have that. There's doubling on the CE of cent on one of the 1934s. Pretty nice looking 34 reverse. Let's see what this one is. 33. That's a nice 33. That's a really nice 33. Wow. There's a 35D. That one's in pretty good shape. And a 31. That's a pretty nice one. Here's another 33. 33s are tough, folks. Don't think. Dang, there's another one. I dumped a whole roll of 33 in all of this. I just did that because I wanted to. Because I wanted you guys to feel special. Alright. Well, that is Richard's roll. Here go the coins back in his tube. And they will come to him in the mail. I have not mailed out the auctions for people who were involved in this pull because I needed to get the pull done in order to mail your stuff. Who's up next? How about Mickey? Mickey. Let's see what we can do for Mickey here. Trying to get Mickey all equipped out so he can start doing some shows like this. He likes going through coins. He likes it a lot. He likes to spend the time to look up stuff and look through stuff and have fun. and I think he would be excellent at doing a show like this, and I want to get him involved. There's a 37, another 37. There's a 31, 1920. There's a 38D. There's a 30S, not the RPM. There's a 20 plane, another 20 plane, a 39, not the double die, another 39, not the double die, a 37, 1919S, 35D, 1923 there. Let's see, a 1930, 34, 20 plane, a 16 plane, 28, 39, 1920 there. Ooh, nice 32. That's a nice one. 31, another 32, 1911, that's a pretty decent one. And that's it. That was for Mickey. Let's see. What else can we do here? See if I can grab somebody else real quick. Go all the way out to the outside edge and get. Oh, that's Doug. Got one for Doug here. Let's see what Doug will get. Got a couple of pretty decent ones already. Alright, let's see, what do we have for Doug? 25D to start it all off. There's a 14 plane. That's a pretty decent one. There's a 34, not the double die. 1934D, not the good RPM. There's a 38 plane, another 34. Let's flip you around to see what you are. No. 16D. That'd be nice if it were a dime, right? So 31. Both of these are Woodies. A 16D and a 31 Woody. That's pretty nice. There's a 1930. 26 with a Woody. 38. 34D, and that's a nice one. That's kind of hella nice coin there. 31, a 39D, 33, 29, 19S, there's another pretty one, 36S. I think that one looks like it could maybe be an RPM. No. Not an RPM, that's actually machine doubling on the top of the S and on the top of the 3 and the 9. It's all related machine doubling. Alright, 37S. $37S, you gotta watch for double die obverses. 37S has got at least 3 or 4 different double die obverses that are all pretty nice, thick class 6 double dies. Nice. There's a 38S, but man, that one's a little bit too knockered up to really tell if it's any of the RPMs. What's this here? A 39D. Okay, that's what we've got for Doug. Try to do 2 more rolls here. I'm going to pick 2 people out of what I've got left. Let's see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people left. I'll try to get 3 of them done. Reach in here. Got Sureg, Taco John, and there's Frank. Frank has a shorter roll, so I'll do Kelly Ray. And I'll try to get all these done. Sureg, it looks like Sureg's got some slightly better coins in here. There's a few of them that are nice. Of course, there's also going to be a few that are not so nice, but that's the way the cookie crumbles, right? There's a 25, it's been cleaned. There's a 31, pretty decent. There's a 30S. That is not doubling. That's a little hit on the 9. There's a 30D. Looks pretty decent. 34D. 34 plain, not the double die. There's a 30S. 15 plain. Another 31. This next one's kind of icky. What is that? That's a 23 plain. That is one seriously ugly coin. We're going to replace that. Replace that 23 plain. Can I buy a dollar? Let's see. What do we get here? Oh, nice looking 34D. Came out of the rooster pile here. Very nice looking coin. There's a 1910. Nice strong date. There's a 28 there. A 30S. A 36. It's like a really minor class 6 double die on the last digit of the date. 6 is a little thick toward the rim. It's one of the minor, I think it's number 5. If I remember correctly, I think it might be DDO number 5. Another 36, it's a 36S. It's a 30D. Another 15 plain. 27. Not the double die. It's a 35. 34. 34. Once again, we got to check that date. Look underneath the date. I'll get a coin out and I'll show it to you when we start wrapping it up here. I'll show you what to be looking for on that 34. 1930. 37. 39. Is that not the double die? Okay. That's for Sureg. Let's see, what else do we have going on here? Taco John. It's going to be the next one I show. Taco John up next. There's one coin that's in better shape right there. There's another one. There's another one. There's a few of them in pretty good shape here. I'm talking full cheek and jaw. We got some nice detail on some of them. Some of them not so much. Alright, let's see what we got. 23 plain. 35D. 35S. Ooh. That one could be an RPM. I think that is an RPM. That little thing sticking out of the left side of the mint mark is probably another mint mark, or it could be another mint mark. I have to check that one up closely. That's a common place to find S over S in these earlier days. At 35, 1912, so 37. 37s are really kind of meh. 35s, I look for those double dies. Oops, what did I almost skip? What are you? Yep. I didn't even know about this one. See, you never know what you might find. That's a pretty strong doubled eyelid right there. 1935. Pretty strong doubled eyelid right there. I don't see any of the other stuff I can see sometimes with doubled eyelids. But that one is a nice doubled eyelid. There we go. At least now we know it exists, right? Now we have to find one that's uncirculated. See, all the different things you can find, and sometimes you never knew existed. You just have to have the eye and look for them. Having the eye develops over time. Something that, with decent equipment and decent attention to detail over a period of time, you get to learn to look for different stuff. Cat Morgan dollar. There were some pretty decent coins in this. Not a plethora of really great finds. I mean, it's not like we're finding double dies and RPMs left and right, but we have found a few. None of the FS listed stuff yet. We have not been through your roll, and we will not get time to go through your roll. I'm going to stop this at 9 o'clock. Been doing it since 7. There's only so much time a person can spend in front of a scope, and then they start to go scope blind. It's a nice looking 28D. 1926. There's a 35S. This one's for Taco John again, to remind everybody what we're looking at here. Let's see, there's a 31. 19S. Very nice one. A 1928. That 19S does not have the loop under it that I would be looking for. This is a 1919. I don't know exactly what mint mark right now. Looks like it's probably an S. Could be a D or an S. Alright, that's Taco John's. You guys having fun? We liking this? Send me an email if you want to say yay or nay. Tell me what you would change. Tell me what you want to do. Send me an email. cd@coppercoins.com. cd@coppercoins.com. I'm going to go through Frank's 5 coins here. Frank is new to the channel. I'm going to give him a chance to see what he has the opportunity to come up with out of these rolls like this. Let's see what Frank gets. Well, there's a 24 plain starting off, and a 27 plain. It's a little chewed up. And it's not the double die. Took me a little bit to figure that one out. Alright, there's a 26 plain woody. Nice wood grain on this one. Improper alloy mix. That's what causes that. It's when you got too much tin or too much zinc that's not really mixed well into the planchet. There's a 34D. Looks like that could be RPM number 3. Let me get it close on this one. No, that's just grit. I thought it was a South RPM. Just grit. And one more coin. 37. Right, that's Frank's coins. And the illustrious Kelly Ray comes up as the bottom of the 9th roll here. Ooh, there's a coin there. It's uncirculated. How does that happen? I don't know, all the stuff I'm dumping in here, who knows how much value there is to it. Some of it's really good stuff. There's one that's nearly a slick. Man, if I can identify what that coin is, it's going to be a great example of an FR2 coin, or a PO1. FR2 fair. It's below about good. 70 points on the scale, 70 perfect. Theoretically, a 1 would be your worst. That's a PO, poor. A decent 1933 there. You have your people who try to go for the most basal state coins they can get and get them slabbed by PCGS as a PO1. And those are actually worth some money, because there are people out there who are actually after the lowest grade coin they can find. Trust me, it happens. It's real. So number 39. So 26. That's okay. What's this? Ooh, a 33. Got a decent looking 33 there. Another 39. A 29. 34. Another 39. A 36. Not a DDO. Is this the one? No, this isn't it. This is a 19 something. 19. That kind of looks like a D, but yeah, it could be a D. Frickle McDickle Pickle Popsicle. Would you happen to be Party Pickle? $1918S. Good day, Mr. Pickle. Let's see, 36. So I think I saw that you graduated college. Ooh, there's a 1913D. Is that a 13D? That's the one that's really, really worn down. Where are you? Yeah, that is a 13D. How about that? That's a 13D in AG3. FR2 to AG3. Say that 5 times real fast. Oh, I probably could. Is it 23? A 35? You just love pickle popsicles and coins. I've never had a pickle popsicle. Not sure that I would really like a pickle popsicle. I'm not that fond of the sourness. Nice 33. There's a 39D. It's got a little hair that looks almost like an RPM there, but that's not an RPM. That's just a little fiber on the coin. Another 33. And a 38. Nice little woody going on right there. It's pretty wood grain there. Trauma as a kid? I don't want to know about that. That just sounds like one of those therapy sessions. It doesn't need to be repeated. Alright, so that is Kelly Ray's roll. We didn't get to Malcolm, Catton, Paul, or Parvis, but I'm going to get that coin out. Since we've been chitter-chattering about that coin, I'm going to give all of you fair ladies and gentlemen an opportunity to witness one in person. Well, as close to in person as I can do. Okay, I have one that is more what you would typically see. This one is slightly damaged. It's been kind of polished a little bit, and it comes straight out of a circulated bag. We're going to get a little closer to it. And this will be the last thing we do before we go today, but I want to show it to you to give you guys a good opportunity to see what it looks like. What you're really looking for here, what you're looking for more than anything, is this little curve right down here. This little curve down here below the 3. And then you've got this little point right over here. Now, there was some belief that this was a 3, or that this was a 4. So this was a 4, and then this was the bottom of the 3, but that's not true. What it actually works out to be is that this is the bottom of a 9, and this is the bottom of the 3. So there's a 9, 3 right there. Cost of these rolls, Kelly, I think they were, don't get me lying, I don't remember. 12.5 bucks, I think. Pretty sure it was 12.5 bucks. But that's what that looks like anyhow. I probably pulled it off a little prematurely. I want to give you a chance to take a good look at it. But I also have one in here that just happens to be uncirculated. Where the hell did it go? Here it is. There you go. Get you a good chance to take a look at that and see that 3 and 4. It's not actually a 3 and 4. It's a 9 and 3. Now I'll show you what you can actually see. I found that one in a bag. Just a circulated 1930s wheat penny bag about 25 years ago. Here's one that I bought. This is uncirculated. It's a little bit later die state, but you can see that you definitely have what we're talking about here. Let me control the lighting a little bit here. Get that. You see at some angles you can't see it at all. That's why you have to be careful what you're looking at. But here's that bottom of the 9 right here, and there's the bottom of the 3 right there. You're looking at this point in the 3, this area right here, the highest relief area over here, and then you're looking at this area of the 9. That's why they're so spaced apart. I've done overlays on it. The overlays did actually work. Let's see if I can find it here. I'll find it and show it to you. As far as the actual show is we're done with the show part. I just wanted to show you guys this so that you would be able to see what this looks like. And let's see if I can find it. Looking. There it is. This is what you're looking at. This is the same coin that I actually have laying under the scope right now. These are photos that I took a couple of years ago. But there you go. That's what you're looking at. This 34 is, I'm going to say, a 63 brown. The other one I have is a very fine details cleaned. No, we didn't find anything real tough, really great, wonderful, nothing, real high value. But we did find some pretty stuff. I mean, some nice grade coins, some earlier stuff with little pizzazz. Definitely worth the money. Definitely worth it, I think. I poured out some of the good stuff into this just to make sure that we'd have some gooder things. No 09S's though. But anyhow, folks, I appreciate you guys showing up. I appreciate the support, and I will be putting all this together, putting it out in the mail tomorrow. So you guys have a wonderful evening and a wonderful remaining of your week. And I will be back for reveals tomorrow. We'll be doing some reveals tomorrow. I'll also do a few reveals on Wednesday. So I appreciate it. Thank you guys. Have a great night, and